committing fraud when they issue this warrant of execution. And there's several recordings where people have called up the bulk centre and the traffic enforcement centre and asked them, are they persuaded to law? And they go, yes, we are. Absolutely not. There's no judges, there's no magistrates there, there's no clerks of the justice. It's just a rubber stamping. There you go, that's it, you're done. This is why nobody will sign their warrants of execution. Bearing in mind, this is for both council tax and these tickets. And the reason no one signs them, as I said earlier, would be because they'll be liable and you can actually take them to court for committing fraud. What they do then is they then send you a threatening letter. We've got a warrant against you. That's a warrant of execution. What that means is they can come and knock on your door. Please pay up. That's it. There's none of this pushing past you, breaking into your house. However, this is the thing you have to bear in mind. Bailiffs that deal with this and council tax are private bailiffs. They have no power whatsoever. Absolutely none. Now, a court bailiff, you'd think if this was issued by a court, they'd give it to a court bailiff, because a court bailiff does have certain powers. But they don't. They use a private bailiff. And that's because, as I said earlier, they commit fraud for council tax and parking tickets. For council tax, they hire the room. I'll start off at the beginning with that. The court has an agreement with the council that it's too much paperwork for the court to issue all these summonses. So the council issues you the summons. Absolutely unlawful. They're not a court, but it looks real, but it's not. Then they hire the court out for the day and they pay the magistrates and the clerk of the justice. So it's a private administrative procedure that goes off, just like with parking tickets, except those magistrates aren't acting under their oath, they're acting private to them, so they can do anything you like. One of the things you should understand about them is that every offence, if they want to call it that, has to be dealt with singularly, individually. Now, I sat in court and watched the council tax one when they go, oh, we've got 247 thingies here, we'd like an order. They go, yeah, look, bang. Absolutely unlawful. They broke the civil procedure rules. So then they pass it on to a private bailiff. Why a private bailiff? As I mentioned earlier, it's because they're committing fraud. And a court bailiff would look at it, it's not signed, not touching it, not going nowhere, and that's going to have me in trouble. This is why they give it to a private bailiff, for, like I say, parking tickets and council tax. Now, the only power they have is they can come to your house. They'll usually send you a threat letter first of all, asking you to pay. They can come to your house, and if the door's unlocked, they can open it and walk in. So if you are going to go down this route of challenging your council tax or them, you need to be aware of what you're going to have to be ready to deal with. You need to keep your doors and windows locked, because if they can walk in. If you're prepared to do that, as I am, what happens then? Right, let's see what happens then. Bailiff letters start arriving. This one's from the 7th July. It's Equator, and you'll see warrant of execution granted against you by the Traffic Enforcement Centre. Well, it's not a court. But of course, Joe Public goes, oh yeah, must be. Total. I may swear from time to time because I'm quite passionate about this, and if I do, I apologise in advance. This one is also the same month, but it's 2 weeks later. Auction notice. You're coming round to auction my property. Yeah, well, you never turned up. Removal notice. We're now into August. Removal notice. Now, before I go any further on this, you may be wondering why they never turned up. Well, for a start, I wrote a notice to them telling them if they continued trying to claim on this particular thing, they would be knowingly committing fraud. And if any of you want to come and look at these, you'll see the signatures on every single one, apart from 3 that I've got, are all signed bailiff manager. They don't want liability. Even these know that they're committing fraud. What I simply did, after writing a notice to them, pointing out their fraudulent manner, I also issued them a denial of access with a fee schedule. Now, I don't know if you know about denial of access, but if you haven't put a denial of access sign up or sent anyone to anyone, everybody has an implied right of access to your property. Once you issue a denial of access, the only people that are allowed to come to your property is the postman and someone coming up asking for directions. So, all these threatening notices, letters, and warning notice, what we're up to now? Oh, we're in September now. Removal of goods, still in September. Still September. just to take formal notice. Penalty charge notice. You do get. Oh, a scary one now. Bailiff removal. We'll be scared. Final notice. Well, I won't be getting any more then, will I? Final demand. Well, again, I'm getting no more now then. What are we up to there? We're in, still in September, the 29th, and, we're into November now. Same old rubbish that they sent earlier. Notice of intent, still in November. What are we up to? 15th of December, 24-hour removal notice. Now, I did get some delivered on the 23rd, and that was actually designed to upset my holiday. Well, when they came through the door, I laughed the whole day long. This was the latest one I got. This was the 1st of this, the 10th of this month, and it's a removal of goods. Now, I did get a separate letter at one point, which said, our removal team was in your area today, but there was no one home. Now, if ever you've dealt with any of these type of love-lacking beings, they are very careful. That type of notice, removal team has been in your area today, should be delivered by hand. And it states, we were in your area, but there was no... The only problem is it was delivered by the postman, because nobody's prepared to step on the property, because it's not the company that I'll take to court for £5,000, it's whoever trespasses. Now, we changed our the name on the car. It was in our name. We changed it to the family name. So it was the family name, Salon Family Trust. You can have great fun with this. You can register it anywhere you like. You can register it at a PO box. A friend in Nottingham's done exactly that. They've put it into the actual car is in a trust, and it's in another trust which is actually registered up in Manchester, and of course we're down in Nottingham. So you've got two trusts to try and get through before you get anywhere. Anyway, I got this one. First letter I got was had a bailiff's name on a number. I called him up, asking a few questions. You know, who's he after? Oh, I'm after. What's it say on the letter? Oh, Salon Family Trust. Okay. Well, who committed the offence? Don't know. All right. Who's going to pay? No one. Oh. By the way, has your office told you that I've issued a denial of access with a £5,000 fee schedule? No, they haven't. Oh, just for your own, because obviously I don't want to cause you any harm or loss. I get a letter a few days later. Bailiff manager. He's backed off. I ain't going nowhere near it. This is all I'm showing you is the power of a denial of access. Just to show you that I'm not joking when I had a few letters. These are all bailiff letters. I only opened the first one, and the rest are all the same.
So you deregistered your vehicle?
No, I didn't deregister it. I simply changed the owner. Where it was in my name, it's now in my name, Family Trust. And you can do that, just fill out the V5, do that, it's in Family Trust. So, think of it like this now. These are looking, I even said, to play by their rules. What person are you looking for? What's it say on the left? Well, who did the effect? I don't know. Who's going to pay? No one. You can see he's going nowhere. Where can he go? How can he take a family trust to court? The answer is he can't. It's always good to have a trust as well, not as well as naming it, have it a trust, a private trust, which you need to look into to find out about, but they are very, very powerful. And then, when it's put into a separate trust, I don't know if you know much about our illustrious leader from the past, Tony Blair. When he left office, he was worth over £1 billion. And a lot of people were interested to find out where he got that money. I don't know if you also know that Tony Blair was a lawyer as well, and he actually dealt with this type of thing, trust type of thing. They could find nothing on him because everything he has is in a trust, which is in a trust, which is in a trust, and you cannot get past the trust. If anyone writes to you, says, well, your family trust, yeah, we want to come and have a word with you. I'm sorry. The trust only meets once a year. Send a message and I'll bring it up at the next meeting and we'll discuss whether we're going to deal with you or not. What are they going to do? There's nothing they can do. Any questions on that before I move on?
Where can we find out more about that?
About?
Family trusts.
There's a number of guys I know that are working on templates at the moment. As soon as they're available and checked, because it's very important that we check first, they will be made available to anyone to use. But in the meantime, you can do your own research into them. Trusting, if you can get trust, that is the most strongest defence you will ever have. And if it's a trust in a trust, they might as well wave bye-bye. You can put your house in a trust, you can put your property in a trust, and then you can put that in another trust.
Mark, we've got Dan and Dioge and Michael Benicia coming in a few weeks to do a talk on exactly that.
Yes, yeah. You should all attend that one.
Excuse me, can you put
And then the
savings into a trust?
Sorry?
Can you put, if you've got savings in the bank, you don't keep it in the bank, can you put that into a trust?
You can put anything in a trust.
I've got a few premium bonds, would I be better putting them in a trust than dealing with premium bonds?
I can't make your decision for you. That's your choice. All I can do is share the information I know. What you do with that particular thing, that would be your choice. But yes, anything can be put into trust.
Denial of access, where do you find more?
There's one on the site. Does it have a fee schedule?
I can't remember. If it hasn't, it will have.
But I'll say
It should have, yeah.
if there's one on the site on the front page. If it's not got the fee schedule, because you can always contact me, or I'll be sending John a copy and he can get one.
Well, going back to the penalty notice as regards to parking, does that also apply to the camera saying your photograph if you go in a busway?
Yes, that's the one that we got from Family Trust was exactly that. Someone that was using the car doesn't like town, decided to drive down a tram track because she knew that was where she wanted to go, and well, snap there. And that was the Family Trust one, which was awesome. It was very much fun. Any more before I move on?
Just ask, do you know anything about a while back that if you could register the place you live as a church, or you can register onto
Don't
a
know anything
charity?
about that.
Do you know anything about that?
No.
Like certain taxes or something.
Trust is the way to go. If you get your property in a trust, it is untouchable. But you have to make sure you do it right. And that's what there's loads looking at it at the moment, all working on it and seeing which is the best method to come up with. So I'll quickly actually move on.
Do you need more than one person in a trust?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ideally, now this is the part that's just newly come. This is like new information this week, and we're only on Wednesday. Ideally, 15 people. Now don't take this because this is brand new information. 15 people, because if you ever get taken to court, you have your own jury there. It's a trust situation, you have your own jury, you can dismiss the judge if you want to. If there is a jury over there, you can dismiss them because you've got your own jury to deal with your trust. It's nothing to do with them, it's your trust. But having said that, yeah, just a small family trust, 4 or 5 members is fine as well. It's just if you're getting deeper into stuff that you can go down that far. Now these are the things I've dealt with. Vanquish. Oh, there's the Equita one, I think, or one of the Equita ones. There's the other Equita one. Virgin. Well, I won't tell you about them because they're just idiots. This is the one I want to tell you about. This is from Orange Mobiles. Buchanan, Clark and Wells are chasing 255 quid. So I send letter 1 and letter 2. They respond. Yeah, they responded okay. Letter 3. They responded still. So I build them. Now you notice these stamps and thumbprints and writing all over them. You don't have to worry about that. If it starts off with, just use the letters off the side, get you grounded with them. Then, when you feel I want this more secure, I want it more powerful, that's when you can look at this. Or what this does, it makes you the postmaster. Right. So if you ever went to court, say this was your letter there. This was what a judge could do. I see nothing of relevance. He could even put it down that way and look in between the lines. No, I see nothing of importance here. Because he's in charge, you see. Doing that makes you in charge. You're the postmaster. Postal law is above statute law. A judge dare not mess with postal law. So that's for you in the future. Don't worry about it now, just do the letters. One thing I would say, John said, go on the site, get the letters. Most important thing you can do is read the letters, because so many go there, put their information, send it off, and then they'll get a letter back. Like I showed you there, I got letters back. Now I know that they're never going to give me what we asked for. So, but if you get that and you don't know that, they're going to go, you're going to go, oh, I've got this, what to do? The simple answer is, you're going to ask them for a few details, like a signed contract, a signed invoice, signed by both parties, the contract.
They sent me an invoice, but it wasn't signed.
Yeah, well, they won't do.